Good.
Welcome to the Author Spotlight Show, a platform dedicated to celebrating remarkable women who share their purpose and their passion to make a difference in this world. My name is Gail Watson. I'm founder and CEO of Women Speakers Association, a global community of women who use their voice to powerfully inspire others. The book that we're talking about today is Voices of the 21st Century, Women Empowered Through Passion and Purpose. This book features extraordinary women from various backgrounds and walks of life who share how their message has merged from their life experiences. With passion and purpose, these stories inspire you to embrace your own power, break barriers, and create a better future. These women are a testament to the strength and collective voice of women in shaping the world in which they envision. So today we are speaking with co-author of Voices of the 21st Century, Women Empowered Through Passion and Purpose, the amazing Lynn Abate Johnson. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I'm super excited to speak with you today. I've been actually looking forward to it all day. Your story, titled You Are Worthy of Love. First, I must say, as I read it, it reads, you are so raw in it. It was such an intimate piece, and I felt like you were speaking directly like me, as if we were sitting on a couch, having a glass of wine, girlfriend chatting, and you were sharing your deep, dark truth. I have to ask you, what inspired you to share this story?
It's a really good question because this is something that I've never talked about before, especially not publicly. And it happened, when I was a lot younger. And in the early days of my life, I had a very twisted sense of what love was, and very, very different than now. And when I heard about the opportunity to contribute to this particular book, Women Empowered Through Passion and Purpose, Voices of the 21st Century, I just thought, you know what, Lynn, maybe this is the time to go for it and to just peel back all of those layers that you've been keeping kind of this story buried and like keeping a secret. And that's what we do in relationships that are dysfunctional, or in my case, I was like a super codependent at the time, and I really didn't know. To my younger Lynn, I would say, you didn't know, and you can only be in a relationship to the extent that you're in a great relationship with yourself, and I was not there yet. And so you said a couple of things about using our voices and breaking barriers. And so I thought, if I'm going to write and share something publicly with other women to help empower them, it's got to be this. It's got to be this one story of this time in my life that I was very ashamed of. I felt guilty about. I felt like an idiot. Like, how could you subject yourself to that? Blaming myself. And so I'm here to end those stigmas as much as I can using my voice, and break those barriers, again, using my voice and having, I really believe that only to the extent that I can identify my own voice and use my voice to help myself heal, can I then help others do the same. So I really think that, I hope that my story gives other women permission to use their voices and really stand up for themselves in relationships with themselves, first and foremost, and then, with their circles in the world.
Okay, so there's many of us out there living with those secrets. And it's pretty easy, or that's, if we've kept them boxed away for decades, maybe, right? So, how does one start to even find the courage to do that? And the second part of that is, when you released that story, Lynn, how do you feel? How does it feel to have it
Yeah.
out there for the entire world to now know it? It's in a book forever.
Yeah. We find the courage through community, period, end of story, bottom line. Community, I'm a community builder in the world. You know, I build communities around conscious brands globally. I love being that community builder. I do it through my business consulting. I do it through my courses. In fact, my course is called Show Up You, right? Show up as your authentic self. And so yes, that's the how is I muster up courage through my community. So over the years, I've been able to gather people around, human beings in all walks of life who have a big impact on me and my heart and my soul and my spirit and all of those things. That I have a coach, you know, I have a life coach. And so I think that it's important to have that community around us, especially with women, you know, circles of our women, our people, sisters who are not biological sisters, they're sisters of choice. And my own little sister and I talk about this all the time because, you know, we've expanded our sisterhood and we've adopted new sisters into our what I call family, friends that are family. So that's the one piece of the how. And then the other piece of it was what, Gail? The other,
How do you feel now that you've
how do I
shed
feel?
that?
Yeah, I'm excited now. You know, as more and more people read the book, I know I'll get some feedback. And I know that once people discover this story, if they see themselves in this story, I'm really counting on people letting me know. So I'm really excited for that. I'm kind of having this anticipatory joy, and also freedom is one of my highest values, love and freedom. And so the freedom to be myself in a world where we are so still dependent on looking good is immeasurable. That freedom, you cannot put a price tag on it. You cannot quantify it in any way. So, you know, when you're looking at my story and you're seeing me on LinkedIn as a business professional, you see what you see and you get what you get, and it's always going to be me. And so I've learned over all of these years to be unapologetic about that. I know that I always, by being who I am, I will attract other people who really get me and really understand that what you see is what you get, you know, the old cliche. I think that's so, so true. And it really translates into business life as well, because I mean, I've been a business consultant building businesses all of these years. I have learned so much as a community builder, as a marketer about that. You know, we have this like catchphrase in marketing that we need to get people to know, like, and trust us. Well, that doesn't come out of a can. That's not like a formula. I mean, I'm a systems and structures person, and at the same time, you cannot can that stuff. And so the only way I know to help my clients and to help myself present our true voices to the world and attract those customers and clients that love us and cherish us and that we love and cherish them is to show up you, to be ourselves. And so it's very exciting. It's a little nerve-wracking to have this story out there. I'm past the point of caring what people think of me. So yay for getting older.
Exactly. Yay for getting old. And what a gem you are to just stand in your truth like this. I mean, this is a very powerful stance that you have and a great demonstration for all of us to follow. So thank you for that. And especially, I mean, and I see you on social media. I read your posts. I share a lot of them just because I love them, because they are the truth. There
Thank
is
you.
no holding back. So let's dive a little bit deeper into your business. Like, what are you doing for people? I'm hearing marketing, I'm hearing systems. So what are you doing?
Yeah, so Show Up You is really the crux of what I do. It's a course that I teach. I also work one-on-one in VIP sessions with clients, and I teach clients uh, and brands and any kind of business. And a lot of times it's entrepreneurs. Sometimes it's small to medium, or sometimes it's more medium-sized businesses. It can be a bigger business, and just how to show up conversationally so that, like you said at the beginning, the way that I write is also the way that I speak. It's as if you and I are sitting having a cup of tea together and just hanging out. And so I have figured out ways to translate that digitally, like looking at people in the eye digitally. And that's really tough for brands to do. It's one of the most challenging things that I found with all of the brands that I've worked with, is for them to show up as exactly who they are and exactly who they are not. So out of that comes that magnet. I always say that marketing is a magnet. That's all it is. There's no mystery to it. There's no real science. It's showing up with a compelling message, a message that you truly care about, and that you have a desire to build community around. So what I teach businesses is how to do that over time, how to show up online and offline in a way that there's never a question about who you are. People can figure it out. People can see you. People can hear you. Yes, it's great to use video, especially these days, because on social media, the algorithms favor the live video, and even the recorded video is great too. So it's a lot about the being. It's a lot about the being. In fact, it's way more about the being than the doing in building successful businesses that attract the exact clients that you want to attract. So people are surprised sometimes, because a lot of times people come to me because they do see me on social media a lot. And I have in the past, I've run social media as a lead community builder for global companies. So yes, I have done that. Yes, I do have that expertise, and I can adapt it to any of the changes that the social media channels decide they're going to pop in, every 5 minutes of every day. They're changing something. They're changing, tools. They're changing the algorithm, and it's all kind of a big mystery. And like, oh, how do I make people do this? And how do I make people do that? And how do I go viral? And what I teach is get here, get into your center, get into your leader right here, and make a difference in that way. And if you're really focused on making a difference in the world from the inside out, it's going to happen. Because as I've learned from many mentors who I followed over the years, especially the last few years, and I'll say it again and again, is that we can only help heal the world to the extent that we are able to heal ourselves. And so that little girl inside me who thought that it was okay to have someone treat me with such disdain and disrespect and abuse, she didn't understand that at the time, and she understands it now. And so this is now my voice, my truth, my encouragement for other people, and not just women, but other people in relationships, to show up as they are, as they truly are.
Wow, you are just phenomenal. I'm just sitting here and I'm sure as people are listening to you right now, let me just say to everybody, this is a woman you need to know, 100%. And the best way we can do that is probably get a copy of your book. and Voices of the 21st Century, Women Empowered Through Passion and Purpose. So where can we get a copy of your book?
Yes, it's actually, I have two websites. So it's linnabatejohnsonbook.com and linnabatejohnson.com. So you can connect with me, get my book on any of those two websites, and everything else it just stems from there. So that's just one easy stop that you make. And then from there, we start up conversations, because really, I see this book as a conversation starter. So, within the confines of all of the brilliant chapters that my fellow authors and I have contributed to, we also have the makings of conversations that can change the world. And how do these conversations change the world? Because we change. We change as a result of the conversations we're having. So when I was younger, Gail, I used to think, this is so funny to me to think about this younger Lynn now. I used to think I'm only one person. When I was in college and in my 20s and 30s, I used to think I'm only one person. I can't possibly make a difference in the world. And I'm an empath. And so a lot of times it's been very difficult for me to see what's going on in the world or hear about what's going on in the world and have it be kind of not really affect me in a way that takes me down, right? That takes my nervous system down. And so I'm really intent on making sure that my empathy does stay intact while I'm able to have these conversations with people and take care of myself and my own nervous system. So really, that's where it starts. It starts with our nervous system, and it starts with us caring for ourselves. And then from there, these conversations, these one by one conversations, yes, I am one person. And yes, I'm capable of having conversations with even one person at a time. So I kind of view the book, and especially this book, where my chapter is that, like, let's sit down, sister. Like, let's have this conversation. And I'm going to be raw with you, and you're invited to be as raw as you feel comfortable being with me. Because here we are, and we have each other. We have each other. We're connected, and I really believe that today that's what's happening in our world, is that we all feel so disconnected. And so I'm on a mission to connect us.
Well, you're the right person to do it.
Thank
You
you.
have that passion, you have that fire in you, that heart on fire. I would encourage anyone listening right now, get a copy of the book. It is truly, I mean, Lynn will speak right. She's with you right there as you're reading the words. You'll hear her voice. And what's beautiful is that her website's right there in the book, and she wants you to connect with her afterwards. You just said it, right? I want to hear what you think. I want to know your thoughts.
Yes.
So please do go to linnabatejohnsonbook.com or just linnabatejohnson.com. You get a copy of the book and pick that book up for yourself. And, I think it'd make a great gift as well for other young women out there in this world. Lynn mentions in her story, I'll just read this one line. It says, I exist to share this with you. It's a very powerful statement to know your purpose that way.
Yeah, it is. It's the reason that I exist. I mean, there's a purpose behind all of the experiences that I've had in my life. And what would be the point if I didn't share that? And because my mission is really to let other people know you're not alone. I'm with you. I'm right here. And the uncomfortable conversations don't scare me anymore. So, I think just having the life experiences that many of us have had allows for us to be undaunted in the pursuit of our purpose and our passion.
Mm. Lynn, thank you so much. Thank you for showing up in your truth. And also, I want to just acknowledge big, huge congratulations for, diving deep into yourself and getting that courage and saying, this is me, and just releasing everything that was attached to that time. Very powerful story, very life-changing to many who will get their hands on it and can relate to it. So again, I really encourage every woman on this planet to get a copy of this book and give them away. You won't be disappointed. Lynn, you've left us with so many great nuggets of information. How about we end off with some final words of wisdom or a quote, whatever you'd like to leave us with?
Yeah, I think that the main thing that keeps coming through for me is that we're all on our own individual leadership journeys. And I think that the whole point of being on journeys ourselves is to share those journeys with other people, to share our experiences, to let people know that they're not alone. And so for me, it really all comes down to building community and really breathing community, asking for help. In the past, I was so fiercely independent and to a fault. And so now I say, ask for what you need. And if you're having a conversation with someone and it maybe is a little sticky, or you think that it's being misunderstood, you have full permission to say, what do you mean by that? Or tell me more. And really be listening from a place of love and being open-hearted.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you again, Lynn,
Thank you.
for sharing you with us. I'm excited for more to come. So I want to thank you, and I want to thank our listeners today. Please feel free to connect with Lynn.
Yes.
You have her website, lynnabatejohnson.com. She's an open book. Get her book, and she's an open book.
Literally.
Yeah, literally. So I want to thank you for listening today. And wherever you are in this